Hello navigators, today we're talking R.A.C.E Response. This is what you will want to use for constructed response questions. The reason why we like the R.A.C.E Response is because it is the only way to really completely answer a question. For example, you'll restate the question that's being asked, making sure that you are clear on exactly what you're answering. Also, you will answer the question. This seems obvious, but you'd be surprised how many times the questions actually don't get truly answered. Next, you'll want to cite the source. This means the text. When we talk about the source, we mean the text. In other words, you want to give evidence or details from the text to support your answers. And then last but not least, in order to make it a truly complete answer, you want to give further information, further respond, and further explain your thoughts as to how the evidence supports your answer. And so here's one example. The question is bullying a problem in most schools? And there's a follow-up question. This is very important to pay attention if there's a follow-up question. If so, what can students do about it? So essentially you're answering two questions here. It says, bullying is a huge problem in many schools. There are several steps students can take to help solve this problem in their own school. This is restating the question, going right back up to what was asked. Next, I'll answer by saying, one thing students can do is to participate in a school-wide effort committed to speaking out against bullying. So this answers the question, is it a problem? And then goes right to the second question, what can students do about it? And then the next step is going to be to cite the text. So the best way, or the way I prefer, is for you to say something like, according to the text, or according to the author, research has shown that students who participate in anti-bullying programs in their school are more likely to have empathy for students who experience bullying. Go on to further explain. One example of this is a poster contest my school had. The topic was Stand Up to Bullies. The contest seemed to make students really think about how hurtful bullying can be. So you take information from the text and you connect it to something that's going on with you or something you're familiar with. This is one way that you can further explain your answer. And the absolute key and most essential part of the R.A.C.E format is citing the source. This simply means citing that textual evidence, going back to the text and giving something specific. It is typically preferred to cite the actual text, and so you might say something like, the author of Read Works, or Holes, or Hatchet, or any other whatever text you're reading, states, you use a comma, and then these quotation marks right here. This shows the actual text that you're using, that you're going back and citing. Same with this one, according to Holes, Hatchet, whatever it is, and then put that sentence or two in there that you want to cite. In Holes, the author writes, okay, same thing, or the author reports. Any of these are fine as long as you use quotation marks to show the actual text. If you recall reading the Joplin article earlier in the year, this was a response that a student provided. It's been color-coded for you. It says, the details give me a sense of how the tornado affected the people of Joplin because the details describe all the damage and destruction the tornado caused. Notice how they put R and A in the same sentence. That is totally fine. In fact, if you can do that, great. Sometimes it's easier to separate it out, but if not, you're absolutely welcome to put it in the same sentence. And then for C, they have, according to the text, more than 1,000 people were injured and the storm damaged a 13-mile area. This information is found on page 9 of the article. This is helpful to give the follow-up, but what's really most important is this right here, the actual text with quotation marks around it. That is the key. This is extra. This is the most important part. All right? And then they follow up with the explanation. This shows that the damage caused a lot of damage to the community of Joplin. So you follow up and just further explain what the evidence shows. And so this is the format that we need to use whenever you have an open-ended question or a constructed response question. Today you're going to be using this exact same format to answer the question in Google Classroom. This particular picture is available for you with the information you're using today in the question you're answering. If you have any questions, please be sure to contact me. Have a good day.